Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for October 6th, 2024. And it's been kind of a wild ride of a week. Hope everybody's safe this week. But we do, of course, have Transformers news. Not a ton of Transformers news, and we probably aren't going to see a whole lot of stuff from the third parties for a little bit. But there is some new news due to some show convention going on over there at the Shanghai Wonder Festival. A couple things to talk about on Masters of the Universe. Some upcoming stuff, pretty cool stuff that we are seeing. And then we have some G.I. Joe stuff, Super 7, and I think we got a couple other things to talk about G.I. Joe coming up soon. And then there's a couple of things to talk about when it comes to Street Fighter, and it's going to get really competitive really fast in the Street Fighter realm, but I think that most people that started with the Jada is sticking with the Jada, but there's some temptation in there. And then we have some Star Wars news, a bunch of other stories in the middle, but Star Wars news, I gotta tell you, you're scraping hard these days for Star Wars, which is good for my pocket. We'll talk about this some more coming up. Alright, so starting out, what's new at Show Z? Well, Show Z's been a little bit on hiatus this past week, and Gundam is part of Show Z, but I've not really paid as close attention, so I'm going to talk about some stuff I'm seeing over there. Of course, this is Hiya Toys 1/18th scale Mini Crimson Guard. This one is $28, and it looks really good. And I know I've shown it before, but I feel like it's cheaper now than it was. $28.99. Now, all four of their turtles for Hiya Toys starting to show up here. And is it no, it's Joy Toy, sorry. Joy Toy turtles are showing up right now. And they look pretty interesting, pretty cool. I want to say that it says sold out on the site, but it asked me for my payment. Usually once they process pre-orders, then they put whatever's left back up, and they want to make sure they cover the pre-orders. So start checking for that if you're interested in it. But these are the ones that are $35. And then there's some interesting, most of these I think are 1/12 scale bunny girls and other weird stuff in there that I don't know what that thing at the bottom left is, but it's a snail shell box mimic. Interesting stuff. Anyway, cool, interesting stuff. If you're interested in this, you want to check it out. Now remember, at Gundam, you can go there, use your Show Z to log in. All the log information is the same. It's pretty much the same site, but it is two different sites. And remember, TH Reviewer code if you want to help the channel out. I appreciate everybody who has. Alright, so the most master PC news this week. Unique Toys, R10 Leader of Justice, Masterpiece Scale, Dark of the Moon, Optimus Prime, 2007, Gray Prototype. And it seems like as we've kind of heard about this or seen stuff about this in the past, but now it's up for pre-order. Shows he has it for pre-order, but no price just yet. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Very in line with what you get with the movies. Speaking of what you get with the movie, the Bayverse stuff, they do have really good alt modes, and I do like the alt modes. So there it is, and it looks fantastic. And it just feels like we're getting another iteration, but this is full Masterpiece and Unique Toys. I also think it's really strange. I did talk a lot about Unique Toys on Friday's video, and this pops up. But according to the dates here, I really wasn't paying attention. They did pop up on the 1st, so this popped up. Anyhow, this is something, if you're interested in it, it should be coming. But where are those pre-orders? Where have all those pre-orders gone for all the other Unique Toy stuff we're waiting on? So this is the X-Transbots Jansen. It's the toy version. In fact, I don't have all the abbreviations, letters, and all that kind of stuff, but it's cool looking. It's interesting. If you missed out on the first run, you can get this one. I think the first one sold out, and I'll be talking probably next Friday or the Friday after about a little more information about the Fans Toys version of this. It's in one of my topics, but this one is still a very solid figure. If you're interested in it, you can get it in this color, or you can get it in a black deco, which I'm not exactly sure what black deco is. The MX27B. It's right there. It's just all fuzzy. MX27B. Not exactly sure. Nemesis Perceptor. I didn't know that was a thing, but it still looks really cool. It's a striking look, and it is painted. Now, this is a digital render, it looks like to me, but it's painted to the gills, and it's really a good paint job they put on the first one, and they're going to do the same thing on these, I'm sure. And so with that, if you want a Black Deco or a Nemesis version, not a Dead Perceptor. Let's get on to the beginning of a lot of stuff that happened at this Shanghai Wonder Festival, and they always bring it with the Transformers, and this is the AMK Pro Tarn from Yolo Park. Now, Tarn is a fan favorite character of people's, and it looks cool. And I'm pretty sure I'm definitely going to order that one, because probably be the only Tarn I've really got, and that would be pretty cool to get my hands on that one. All right, here's their RC. Now, this is from the Rise of the Beast RC, which is what they're making. And so there's another competitor coming, but I don't think that it's the exact same scale. Still, this RC, kind of cool. This is the Pro Series. I might be getting that one. It looks cool. Then we have this one here, which is the Rise of the Beast Mirage. And I don't know if this isn't the Pro. Yeah, it says it's Pro. Pro is the bigger one. So it's the Rise of the Beast Mirage next to what appears to be movie Optimus Prime. And then we've got, this is the Pro Series Bumblebee. Now, this one here looks really good. And they do a lot with the Pro Series. Really, really do quite a bit with this Pro Series. And they look good, because they don't have to transform. They can make them look really good. Would like to see more of this Bumblebee and what's going on with it. This one is the Megatron, and it is the Revenge of the Fallen version of Megatron. So they're digging deep into all the different versions you can make. This one here is Drift, and it's Pro, meaning the bigger and better and more articulation, and has die-cast and all the high level of paint and all that kind of stuff. And then this is a Pro version of movie Cybertron Bumblebee. So some cool stuff they had to show for YOLO Park. And then we got, let's see this one here. These are minis. How many minis did they show? They showed this mini minis. They look good. So this Ironhide Ratchet is still kind of fresh with the X-Transbots ones on my mind. But not having to transform, the sides of the chest look pretty clean. And the chest looks pretty clean. So oddly enough, this story is what caught my attention as kind of a lead story, and I was getting really excited about it. And then I started reading a little more information about it, and I don't know if I'm as excited anymore. But before we look through all these pictures, let me just read to you the information. This is 7-inch non-scale 1 Transformers 1 movie characters, only arms swingable, no other articulation. So it's a staction figure, a statue with movable arms. And then the 7-inch non-scale G1 characters, only arms swingable, no articulation. Don't know price, don't know availability, don't know all that kind of stuff just yet. They also said there's going to be some blind box stuffs in here with highly posable characters in scale, with Optimus Prime being 13 centimeters. So basically legend scale blind boxes for the most part. Jazz, about 11 centimeters. Cliffjumper, Kickback, both 5.5 centimeters. And with that, this is the staction figures. So let's look at some more pictures of the staction figures here. And this is the Transformers 1 ones, and there's more, as you can see, more of the G1 stuff in the front. But I think it's kind of strange that, I mean, they look like they have more posability than this, but what they've got going on here must be their blind box stuff. So it's really interesting, this Audley. The company's called Audley, Audley. And the stuff they're making looks phenomenal. Like, absolutely fantastic. Now, I would say YOLO Park's done a great job, but this is like, let's step it up a notch. And so it's saddening to hear that this stuff's not really posable, but I'd like to hear that it is posable. So I think these smaller ones are posable, the bigger ones in the back are not posable, and that's kind of how I'm taking this. But the smaller ones are like basically Legends scale size. They do call them blind boxes, the Alpha Action Elite blind box mini-size G1 characters is what they call them. So I just don't understand. If you're going to do that with the little ones, why not make the big ones articulate? Why they got to be statues? Why they got to be staction figures? But that's not going to stop me from at least buying an RC, maybe the Megatron, just to kind of see what it's about. But they also have the Cliff Jumper down there, and of course the Cliff Jumper is part of their mini, and it's going to be highly posable. So it'll be interesting to see how this stacks up. It'll be interesting if I even am able to get my hands on these. Audley, Audley is the company. All right, people liking the blockies. I still like to call them blokies. It feels more right to me. But anyhow, they are interesting looking little figures. They're a bit on the stylized side, but I would say like 18% stylized. Nothing like we see with the other super deformed giant head stuff. That's not what that is. These are a little closer to normal than stylized, but they are stylized. And there's a few of them right there, like Wheeljack and stuff. I really was surprised to see how good their Megatron looked, though. I thought the Megatron, especially sitting on this little throne, which I think that were throned out. If you've got that Starscream is around with that throne, they've reused it 3 or 4 times. You've been buying them sets. It's the same old throne. Anyway, this is a much smaller version of that same throne. Here he is standing up. What kind of gets me is these super chunky lower legs on these guys. They do look squatty in a way, but cool. They still look good. I know I kind of got that whole Metal Slug vibe because they're like shorter, squattier characters like Metal Slug characters, but still cool looking. All right, so Flame Toys is putting out their Beast Wars Megatron, and they're showing all this stuff, and this is more of the Water Festival looking good right here. Then we get into their Ultra Magnus, another cool looking, interesting stylized figure with IDW. And yeah, I think that they do some good work. Some of this stuff is really impressive. Here is Starscream, I guess, again, painted up. Okay, so the first one was Diatlas, so I'm sorry about that, but this is Starscream. They look very similar to me. Diatlas and Starscream. Okay, moving on. This is Jet Power Armor Optimus Prime, and pretty cool. And then we're squeezing it into Jet Power Armor, more of the Jet Power Armor. So this is the Nemesis version of Prime getting in it, and a lot of these pictures here are kind of intertwined here. Now, no quicker do you get your Megatron model put together, do they put out yet another Megatron with, it's this more or less the same from my understanding, but they did make some different parts for it, and they made it G1-esque. And I think it looks really good. I mean, they've done a pretty good job with it. It's extremely stylized as it was. It is still the same major components, and they just change out stuff like maybe the chest and stuff. But I kind of think that's what these model kits can do, is they can just make different parts, but keep a lot of them the same, and then just recolor it to make it look very G1-esque like this. This looks really good. And then we have a Soundwave. Soundwave looking pretty decent looking Soundwave over there. And then they have their Shockwave is really interesting looking. But from this pose, because it is a bit crazy, it's hard to tell exactly how it looks and the proportions and all that because it is posed, but it is a pretty good pose. And then we have a Hound here, looking not so G1, but G1 colored and G1-esque in that regard. Still pretty cool. They're just kind of reusing and making use of all those molds. All right, so we're seeing Super 7 across the board doing some stuff with their Optimus Prime and a few other things. But started with, I think it was the Power Rangers, and then it went into some of the musicians that they were doing, to taking them from the $55 down to the $35 price point, calling it Deluxe. We're getting the same treatment here. I don't think it's going to be $25, though. I think it's still going to be a little bit more expensive, or $35. I think it's going to be a little more expensive. I think it might be actually $40, but it's for the VHS Optimus Prime. But this, they say it's not the exact same mold as the standard Ultimates. It's more, it looks thinner to me, and it might even be a better figure overall than their Ultimates. I do think they're kind of learning about where the Transformer stuff goes, but I don't see a whole lot of new stuff coming out for them. But their stuff is going to start just showing up unless it's exclusive. All right, weeks like this where there's a lot of intertwined news where it's not all just clear-cut Masterpiece Legends and Mainline. I'm still trying to hold on to Masterpiece Legends and Mainline in here. But when it comes to this is the Magic Square Shockwave. I guess they're putting it back out again. But there's a new caveat to this. It is supposed to have an altered mold to fit the hand, which I'm assuming is going to be their Masterpiece Bruticus can hold this. I showed that in my Brawl review, the clip that shows that he uses Shockwave. Brawl uses Shockwave as a gun. So cool stuff that they're working on, and interesting. Sort of makes me think that this masterpiece redo they're doing hasn't been in the works as long as we would think, or they would have just put this change in effect on the last version of Shockwave, right? Last year's. All right, so there's a video out which I'm not going to be able to show that, but Karatomi Karakuri statue KS01 Optimus Prime transformable, and it transforms from a clear robot to a clear cab over, and it's pretty cool. It is a pretty cool option, but I'm putting it in Legends. It looks like it's a little bit bigger than Legends, but it's too small to be mainline, so it's somewhere in the middle there, and it's Takara, and it is what it is. It's from Takara Mall. Anyway, interesting, cool stuff, but it's not actually an action figure because the way it works and transforms and all that, I don't think it can be removed from the base. All right, for those of you who wanted the $90 Commander Class Optimus Prime but missed out and it's sold out online, it's starting to show up at Targets, it looks like, so that will work. Retail, and pretty cool stuff. I mean, it would have been nice if it would have shown up during the 15% off time frame, but I guess that's more than we could ask of it. But anyhow, they had like 15% off Transformers 2 weeks ago or something like that, a week and a half ago, and I never saw this. But hey, maybe they'll show up during a Black Friday kind of sale, and then you get a 30% off. Teams. Anyway, this is Metal Hawk and Motor Master and some other stuff going on here. Spotted it. Oh, this is a Mayors. So this was a Mayors. It did kind of look like a Target for a minute. So this is at a Mayors. Anyway, cool stuff. Stuff is starting to show up in the U.S. All right, so we got pictures for the Walmart exclusive retro bombshell Ramhorn, and this was phased forward, and that won Fu on TFW 2005 boards. Somehow they got this in, so I don't know how they got their hands on it. Maybe it's already released. Not sure there, but this shows you that, unlike Fans Toys, the silver chest paint does not cost $100. On these, it probably only costs $50. Lucky us, right? And there's the alt modes. Cool stuff. Looking good. Overall, that cassette looks more like a cassette than any cassette I've seen in a while. All right, I got updates on the Omega Prime, HasLab, and exclusive first look. First up, we got the Optimus Prime, kind of showing you size comparison next to an Earthrise, so it is considerably bigger and larger. Still has kind of that, I don't want to say G1 vibe because it sure isn't G1, but it's at that early 2000 vibe. All right. Here's Optimus Prime next to the Ultra Magnus. So they brothers. We call them the brothers here, and as you can see, they're still early. It's not done, but looks pretty cool overall. I thought they were a little further along with this. And then here we go with it fully up, combined up. It looks pretty good. And I'll go on the record, I do think this is better than the first one, but the first one has, well, if you want to call that charm, it's got charm. But yeah, I think whoever ordered this is going to be very happy with it, and they're doing a really good job with it. They're not done yet, I guess. So I never really understood why people want a Hot Wheel Ultra Magnus, but I guess I see it. It does look kind of cool. You just don't see Transformers in this made like this very often, and now it's like a special treat, and probably not something you're going to still see on the shelves 5 years from now. So it is kind of an interesting, cool idea. If you're in on it and you want to pick them up, then I guess that's what it's going to look like right there. All right, so this is something called Culture Fly Transformers 1 Matrix of Leadership and Decals, additional images. Okay, so this is kind of cool, kind of interesting. This was submitted by somebody who goes by the name of Kailash, like eyelash, but Kailash 327, and yeah, it's pretty cool. We have what appears to be a full-size Matrix, and it's, even though it's from Transformers 1, it's still very, very G1-esque. I'm curious what all it does. Does it light up? All that kind of stuff. That's a pretty good role-play item. I don't know how long I've been sitting on this picture, but there's a picture of the 40th anniversary Optimus Prime next to either a G1 or another reissue, but I think it's a G1. And I want to say that this is something that we're going to start seeing with the CollectorCon. This is doing these mystery things with BBTS and all these other ones, these CollectorCons. And we will be seeing this probably sometime this week, up for sale. Walmart, I think it's supposed to be a Walmart exclusive. So Walmart CollectorCon, and that's where you would get it. But BBTS is doing things with their their exclusives where they kind of shadow it out. You have an idea what's coming, but you don't know exactly, or price or all that. And then, of course, we've got the Walmart one. But I personally am not super stoked on it because of the lack of the back metal chrome that they use. And with that, I've already got like 6 primes. I don't need to keep going down this rabbit hole. But some people don't even have one, so I understand. Now, in other news, turtles. NECA's putting out their turtles, and these punk turtles were in a 4-pack. And I broke down and bought the 4-pack because I was like, we'll never see them again. Oh, duh. Then they break their 4-packs up into 2 2-packs. So the first of the 2 2-packs is out with Leo and Mikey, and there it goes. They look cool. It's a cool set. Now, I didn't go check and verify these are the exact same ones. When they do this and they break it up into another set so they can almost force hardcore collectors to double dip and buy both, they put different accessories or they change something up about it. They don't make it exactly the same, which I think is smart. It's also devious and irritating, and I'm not falling for it. But I saw these at Target, and I thought, wow, that's cool, but it's also like, I don't even know which one I would rather have, the 4-pack or the 2 2-packs, because based on accessories and all that. But anyhow, it's at Target's if you're interested. I am the master of my universe. This is Origins Horde Trooper Prime, and I think it looks cool. I got mine from BBTS. Now, here's the thing. I actually think I pre-ordered it somewhere else, so I'll be getting a pleasant surprise that, oh, guess what? We're shipping your order from somewhere, Walmart or something. I don't know. But then again, maybe I didn't. At this point, I really don't know what I got going on with Masters of the Universe. What's supposed to be coming in when. But I pre-ordered mine at BBTS, and that's that. And so, cool stuff. I try to stick with BBTS with it when I can. And then we've got some other Mo 2 news to look at real quick. Okay, so according to Michael and Toy Sorceress over there at Toy Habits, this is a listing for the Modulock, and it's a different change-up in the packaging. So I've always felt like if it was closed box in the vintage, then it's fine to stay closed box in the modern. They're giving us best of both worlds here because I really think for figures we want to see them, and boom, we see them. This is going to be I think an Amazon exclusive. We all think Amazon exclusive, but then again, there's speculation that it's going to be just a fan channel exclusive, and it only leaked on Amazon, so still not 100% on all the details or price, but it looks cool, and it's one of those that people really want, and it's truly Origins. It doesn't look cartoonish, so something like this, although I'm sure they could have crammed it all in one box, just given 2 separate heads, a cartoon head and toy head, but still cool, interesting, and something people would need, and you might want more than one because of all the 1,000 combinations. All right, so we got some 52 Toys putting out pictures of their Street Fighter stuff, Alien, Predator, horror, but the only thing I really saw that caught my eye was the Street Fighter, which was kind of interesting. And with that, I'm not 100% sure about their pricing. I don't know about 52 Toys pricing, but this is supposed to be, and let me reread it, Street Fighter 6, 3.75 inch scale figures. I guess it's because they call it Street Fighter 6. Then the Aliens are 1/12 scale, and then the Nun Valak is a 3.75 scale. So they're all over with their scales. Anyway, these are kind of cool and interesting for that. Now, I did hear that Storm Collectibles is putting out a version of their Street Fighter figures in the 1/12 scale for the lower $35 price point, kind of like what Super 7's doing. Just saying. It's one of those weird things that the Storm Collectibles ones are like $100 figures, and they still haven't delivered on their Blanca yet. So I've heard these stories and rumors, but I haven't found them to corroborate that yet. All right, let's just jump to Super 7 real quick. And this is where we're at with O-Ring. As you see, they got a new figure in the middle. That's the Crimson Twins in the suits. And this is where Brian is right. Brian says they're not just going to keep remaking the same stuff that's already been made before. What they're going to do is make new, different stuff. So if it's going to come out in their O-Ring line, it's something that you don't already have. Or it's something you have, but it's a slight variation, or it's a variation of the offering. Well, guess what? We got Crimson Guards in the suits. Now, they did it in either the late 90s, early 2000s, and I think it was, a buddy of mine was telling me it was part of a a collector pack that had only one of the twins in it, you'd have to buy 2 packs to get both twins, which made it hard to acquire both at the same time. Still, I think these look vastly superior to those other ones. Those other ones were very monochrome, just one color. And with this, these do look good. They were shooting for the cartoon. I think they got pretty close with these. Just want to show a quick shot out of the package, and they come with briefcase and their gun. And really, I got to tell you, at first I heard some people saying that all the reviews were negative. So I went and watched reviews, and I haven't seen one negative review on these yet. I've had people that had like a minor issue here and there, but for the most part, everyone's pretty happy with them, and even at the $20 price point, which, by the way, it's about the same price as Reaction, and you get, another 20 points of articulation. All right, so this is something else that Brian Flynn said he was going to start doing with as the G.I. Joe line. He didn't say every line, but a lot of them, I guess, but specifically G.I. Joe. That he's no longer going to announce pre-orders for the Ultimates, but they're just going to show up, and you either buy it or you don't. And I bought it. I bought this, BBTS. Now, this is, I think, a BBTS exclusive. Once those sell out, they're gone, and nobody else has any. And, I mean, BBTS is the biggest player. And then they shoot through the roof. But, Storm Shadow is my favorite. This is the version 2 with camo on it, and I like it. I kind of like the red handles and all that. So, definitely pre-ordered it. I kind of want to, but I'm holding off to see maybe there's some special magic sale or something down the road. But cool looking figure overall. But bit the whole $55 bullet at once. And they're in stock right now at BBTS. Alright, Zelda. So what kind of a Zelda figure would this be? Oh, this is Zelda. They call it, the Good Smile Company has posted pre-order page for the upcoming Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Figma Zelda 6-inch figure. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm not exactly sure what I would picture Zelda to look like, but it seems like it fits into the realm of things. Now, you go to goodsmileus.com, and this is there for $83. That's $83. So it's not cheap, but if you want it, I guess you're going to pay up for it, right? All right, next, we're seeing this Superpowers Wave 9 starting to sell out at places that the pre-orders are up. The Riddler's sold out at BBTS and Amazon that I've seen, and you can still kind of pick and get some of these other ones. But you can get it all right now at Entertainment Earth. Not that I'm plugging Entertainment Earth, but I'm just saying that if you want to get it and you can place enough stuff to get free shipping, it's worth it placing the pre-order. But I'm still waiting on, Beachcomber, the Legacy Beachcomber from them, but I did get a couple other things from that order, so that's cool. Fresh Monkey Fiction is making Soldiers of Fortune, Close Combat Operative, Red and Black, 1/12 scale, BBTS 25th anniversary exclusive action figure. There's a whole lot more stuff's going to be unlocking in that 25th anniversary BBTS sale. And yeah, it looks kind of cool. It's when I saw it, I thought it was like a Deadpool, but it looks like it in a way, but it's not. Maybe if somebody was making a knockoff Deadpool, that's how they'd go about it, right? All right, so we got a Sonic, Jada. Oh, Jax Pacific making Sonic. I don't know why I get them confused. So I want to point out something on this. So the Wave case breakdown in Wave 1 of the Sonic 3 movie is 3 Sonics, 1 Ivo Robotnik, and then 1 Shadow, and then 1 Tails. The thing about this is, in my opinion, if you're a hardcore Sonic collector, you're probably going to only want a Sonic, but you're going to really want the other 3. But the vast majority of like normies out there are going to be like, I don't have any Sonic anything, I just want Sonic. So it's really smart thinking to do their case breakdown like this, so you're not stuck with a bunch of Ivo Robotniks on the shelf forever and nothing else. So I think that was smart. I think no matter what you do, you're going to have a bunch of Ivo Robotniks, but you're going to sell plenty of Sonic, Shadows, and Tails, and definitely lots of Sonics. So we're back to Batman and back to Super 7. So we've got the Super 7 $125 1989 Batmobile. This is their Super Cyborg line, which they are coming up with all kinds of other stuff they can do with the Super Cyborg line. and vehicles are part of it, so we're going to see other vehicles probably too. This thing is 13 inches long, 5 inches wide, 3 inches tall. Hoping it works with some sort of like 4-inch figures, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out when somebody gets their hands on it or reviews it. But you can get it at BBTS right now. I just saw it. You can also get it in Entertainment Earth. $125, pretty pricey. All right, we are now getting into the segment that everyone's waiting for, and it is Star Wars. If I can get everything set up here. This is the Advent calendar, and what is in this Advent calendar? It is all of this. So I'm guessing with the Advent calendar, you're going to be having some sort of some parts here and some parts there each day, I guess, to build all these Build-A-Droid series, which is kind of a good idea. It's a droid factory, and it's now available if you want to order that. And the Disney Store's got the R4T3 up for order if you're interested. So both those items are the Disney Store if you're interested in making your holiday Star Wars stuff more Star Wars. I haven't seen any more about Black Series Star Wars repaint kind of things. Did I miss all that? Alright, so the best, most funnest thing about Star Wars is for it to take a break, hiatus for a while, and comes back good. That's the way to do it. Anyway, they're saying that there's going to be on Disney Plus in 2027, possibly 2027, is going to be a Cal Kestis series from the game, and that's what they're saying. I don't know how good that would be or how big of a market it would be, but I think the game, I guess, did well enough to say, let's greenlight this, and that's what I'm hearing. Now, I would rather see a hiatus and a break, but then I guess it doesn't really matter because I don't get Disney Plus, so I wouldn't get it anyway. I really think a movie would be the best route to go and wait till like 2030 and build up some hype. Now, in other news, Rey got canceled. No, it turns out that not just, dudes get canceled for saying the wrong thing. Oh, she didn't get canceled? What? Oh, her show, the movie. The Rey movies got delayed. Oh, okay. I guess I got all that wrong. Not really. It's on hold, allegedly. I seriously thought that the Rey movie was just dead in the water and over. Like, I thought it was just like, we canceled it. I really did think it was canceled. Now they're saying it's allegedly on hold and that they don't even have a script. So it's a lot of mess going on with this, but it's messy. It's messy. And I don't know if it would have been any good in the first place. And maybe it was too good because they're saying Kathleen Kennedy did not approve the script. That means it had to be too good of a script. Well, I guess that's all we've got for today. We're out of time, and I hope everyone enjoyed the Wonderfest and the handful of other things that came along this week. Like and subscribe. Tell your hanger out.